What's up, guys? Happy mini holiday, I guess. Today I was going to talk to you guys about nerdcore, sort of quasi subgenre of hip hop. I was thinking, that's pretty much dead. I haven't heard anything about it in a long time now. It's been a few years, or at least a few years. Maybe the whole thing's kind of passed. But then I Googled it, and I still see, there's like recent videos and some artists put out music and people talking about it. So I guess it's still a thing. Um, but I guess it's mostly on its way out, at least compared to its heyday. But it's there's still fans hanging in there. I was gonna originally say like maybe this video will be the final nail in the coffin, but I guess not. It's still going strong. But anyway, so nerdcore maybe it's at its end, but this record that I'm going to talk about today definitely started it. So here we go. This is Mac the Rapper. Now, some purists will probably scream at me like, no, like MC Frontalot started it. He came up with the name, or like Nerf Herders, or whoever else. And sure, that's sort of like the official start of like when nerdcore became a known thing. This predates it by a lot, but I think when you find out what this is, if you don't know already, it's inarguably nerdcore. That comes well before any other nerdcore. It's a prototypical nerdcore hip hop. And if you're just hearing the term for the first time, like what is nerdcore? I mean, it's just what it sounds like. It's just hip hop rapping about nerdy stuff like Star Wars, computers, internet, video games. That's nerdcore. Like instrumentally, there's no rules to it. It's not like, oh, it's got a house beat or this. I mean, it's just whatever. It's kind of a big thing at its day. Like there were documentaries made about it and a whole bunch of albums and compilations and stuff. And some artists were like kind of really claiming it. Now, again, like I said, it seems like it's sort of off the map. So Mac the Rapper. This came out in 1987 on Shinola Records, and the whole gimmick about this, you can kind of tell from the picture cover. It's a Mac computer, like the original old school Mac computer. You might remember in the 80s, the big deal was technologically, in fact, if you can watch it in that Steve Jobs movie, I think it was the one just called Jobs, the whole big deal about the computer could speak. It was the first time ever a computer could speak, and it had this really like, hello, I am a Mac robot voice. This was well before, like it was imagined in movies with HAL 2000 and stuff like this, and now you get it in video games, and now obviously everything can do it in computers and AI and all kinds of nonsense and all kinds of voices. But this was the first day people actually heard, I mean, not this record, but that was the first day people actually heard a computer speak. And that's what this record is based on. So, okay, the original Mac computer could talk, barely. Like I said, it sounds pretty rough, but it's like a little tinny kind of computerized voice. And that is what Mac the Rapper is. It is somebody who just programmed a Mac computer to rap, because obviously he couldn't sing, and they set it to music. And so you have Mac the Rapper. What is Love is the name of the song. This came out on Shinola Records, as opposed to the other thing. And it's basically by a guy named Bob Withoff, who's like a composer for B movies and stuff. He did Sergeant Kabuki Man and Seed People. So that's who he is. That's what he did later, actually. This came before that. There's not a lot of lyrics because this thing could only speak very slowly and very clunkily. So it's barely rapping, and it's just sort of questioning the nature of what love is. It's got some human girls, just credited as the girlfriends on the back cover, who sing the hook and also sing up backup vocals, and frankly are doing much more of the heavy lifting than the actual Mac the Rapper voices. Because if it wasn't for that, and if it wasn't for like they got like live music, like they're playing keyboards and stuff to it, that's what makes this listenable. It's it's not a record you would choose to listen to outside of the novelty value. It's not a great song, but it's actually for a novelty record, instrumentally is decently played. The girls singing, it all kind of works. It kind of flows. It's a cute record if you want a joke song, and so that's what this is. Mac the Rapper, What is Love? Although there's nothing particularly funny about the lyrics or anything. It's just, again, very simple and basic. The whole thing is just a novelty. Hey, you could hear the Mac computer speak, and now you can buy the dance record. Haha, that's the thing. But if that isn't nerdcore, I don't know what is. And I mean, check it out. Like the interior is a floppy disk. That's cute. Picture cover. And again, with a novelty record, that's kind of more important than the actual song. There are actually a couple versions on here. The radio edit, a club version, which is longer and instrumental. And by the way, the only place you're less likely to hear this record on the radio then is in a club. So they print the lyrics on the back, what few lyrics there are, and a little mini bio. Who is Mac the Rapper? Mac the Rapper is an Apple Macintosh computer who has learned to sing. Why? Because he is a totally cool guy. So this is the only release on Shinola Records. It's a California label, I guess, because, Bob Withoff was working on movies and stuff, or would go on to work on movies. Just something fun for April Fool's Day. That's it. See you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Hello, my name is Mac the Rapper. I'm here today to talk to you about love. L-O-V-E, love. What is love? It makes us as it is a strong, usually passionate affection for a person of the opposite sex. Either at Forest or zero in sports. I guess this all makes sense, somehow. It makes